A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a dramatic escalation of diplomatic tensions, South Africa has accused the United States of employing Kenyan nationals without work permits at a facility responsible for processing refugee applications from white South Africans. This facility, located in Johannesburg, was raided by South African immigration and law enforcement officers, leading to the arrest of 7 Kenyan nationals. According to South Africa's Home Affairs Ministry, these individuals had entered the country on tourist visas and were engaged in work that violated their entry conditions. The ministry's statement underscored the seriousness of the situation, highlighting that the Kenyans had previously been denied work visas but were found operating at the Refugee Application Center alongside U.S. officials. The U.S. State Department has been approached for comment, but as of now, no U.S. officials were arrested during the raid, which was confirmed not to have occurred at a diplomatic site. The controversy arises amid the backdrop of the Trump administration's controversial stance on South African immigration. The U.S. has been actively reducing its overall refugee intake, slashing the annual cap from 125,000 to a mere 7,500. However, it has controversially prioritized applications from South Africa's white Afrikaner community, which has led to accusations from the South African government that the U.S. is misrepresenting the situation on the ground. South African officials firmly reject claims that Afrikaners are facing systemic persecution, labeling such assertions as unfounded. The Kenyan nationals arrested during the raid are now facing deportation and a 5-year ban from returning to South Africa. The Home Affairs Ministry expressed concern over the apparent coordination between foreign officials and undocumented workers, indicating that this could undermine diplomatic protocols. In response to the incident, South Africa's Foreign Ministry has initiated formal diplomatic discussions with both the United States and Kenya to address the situation. The refugee processing operations are being conducted by RSE Africa, a Kenyan-based organization affiliated with Church World Service, CWS, which has been tasked with assisting white South Africans seeking asylum in the U.S. This program has been a point of contention, particularly following President Trump's claims that Afrikaners are facing a genocide in their home country. Trump's assertions have been widely criticized, as there is little evidence to suggest that white farmers are disproportionately targeted by crime compared to their black counterparts. The political climate surrounding these issues has been tense, particularly in light of South Africa's land reform policies aimed at addressing historical injustices from the apartheid era. The government has faced pressure to redistribute land, much of which is privately owned by the white community, leading to fears among some Afrikaners about their property rights. Despite this, South African officials have reiterated that no land has been seized under the new laws, and the government is committed to ensuring that any changes are conducted legally and fairly. In an attempt to mend relations with the Trump administration, South African President Cyril Ramaphosa had previously led a high-level delegation to Washington, D.C. However, this effort was met with backlash after Trump publicly confronted Ramaphosa with images and videos purportedly showing the persecution of white individuals in South Africa. One particularly inflammatory video featured Julius Malema, a prominent opposition figure, singing a controversial song that has been deemed not to constitute hate speech by a South African court. The diplomatic rift has further deepened following the U.S. boycott of the recent G20 summit held in South Africa, with indications that South African officials may not be invited to future meetings under U.S. leadership. This complex web of immigration, race relations, and international diplomacy continues to evolve, as both nations navigate their interests and obligations on the global stage. As the situation develops, the South African government remains steadfast in its commitment to addressing illegal immigration and upholding its diplomatic protocols, while the U.S. seeks clarification on the circumstances surrounding the recent arrests. This incident serves as a stark reminder of the challenges faced in international relations, particularly in the context of sensitive issues such as immigration and refugee status. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.